Good afternoon. Welcome to Morning Soul. And today's topic is about the solar plexus and how to bring it back into alignment when it's off keel or it's not right or if it's blocked. And you know if it's blocked if you're dealing with confidence issues, self-esteem issues, self-trust issues, anxiety, fear, worry, because you're not allowing your inner power and your confidence to come in. And she said also self-doubt is really coming in right now. And where we can feel it and how to move it, she said, in the most gentle way. You can't quickly clear it and think you're all good. You have to digest, funny enough, because the solar plexus is the stomach, you have to digest the emotions that you're feeling and what they're coming up for you. So she said if it's about work, you have to acknowledge, where do you not feel safe? Where do you feel like you're not good enough? Where do you feel like you're questioning your worth and your ability? Even if it's a job that you don't want right now, are you questioning, can you look for a different job? Are you questioning that it is possible to make more money? Are you questioning your abilities and your skill set, she said, or to completely remake everything that you want because you're realizing everything that you are doing is not in alignment to you anymore, or it's sucking the soul out of you. So it feels like someone's thinking about work and just trusting that where you are is okay, or where it is time to move forward and you thinking that you can't do it. So she wants me to guide you, and whoever feels called to do this, on how to work through the solar plexus in the abdomen area and digest those feelings first before we can realign it and bring it back to its power. So you're going to put your hand over your stomach area. Deep breath. She said this is about self-confidence. And I keep looking at what looks like a sun is glowing here. She's bringing in healing energy while you're working through the emotions that you're feeling. Where is it you don't trust yourself? Where is it you feel like your abilities and skills are lacking? And if they're not lacking, she said, where do you hold fear that you can't move forward or change something? She said, we're focusing on the abdomen area right now. Keep bringing in that golden sunlight energy. Very warm yellow, she said. She's calming down the stomach area, especially if you're dealing with pain in the abdomen or like a twisting, knot feeling in your stomach or pressure or discomfort. She said, why and where do you feel like you're not enough? Or that you have to prove something? She said, this comes from childhood. Feeling like you have to overperform. Feeling like you constantly have to keep being a go-getter, she said. Improving your worth, whether that's in skills, in abilities, in strength, in time consuming, she said. Someone's overdoing it time-wise. And also bidding, as if like I'm bidding my physical health for more time and money. I'm bidding my effort to prove that I'm worthy. You're putting this bid in that you don't have to put in, she said. You need balance. Now she's showing me that's almost like she's pouring in this golden warm yellow over you now. Still focusing on the abdomen, but now this energy is growing out of you. It's expanding through you. Self-confidence is key, she said. Even if it's a small step forward of, I am capable of this. It is safe for me to let go. It is safe for me to finally realize that I have nothing to prove. That your worth is not tied to your job. It is infinitely already there. You are a portion and a part of this grand scheme of things, she said. So to think that you have to put and buy your worth due to a certain job or circumstance is completely negating who you truly are, is completely negotiating with your worth that doesn't need to be negotiated, she said. There's no negotiation here. You're already worthy. You're already enough. And if there's situations coming up that's making you feel less than, or that you have to prove something, it's because it's your lack of self-worth and self-definition, self-doubt that's coming in, that's being reflected back to you, she said. That's basically what it is, whether that's through a job or a person at work or finances. It's showing you where you hold fear Because if you trusted yourself and who you are as a person, these situations would not appear as threatening to you. They feel threatening to you because there's a part of you that doesn't trust yourself. They feel threatening to you because there's a part of you, a soft wound here, she said, that someone or something keeps poking. And what it's doing is drawing attention to you of where do you not trust yourself? Where does your worth lie? She said. Because if you keep putting your worth in a job, you're basically saying that job is more worthy than you. That time consumption and that workload is better and more worthy than you. That you infinitely have to keep proving yourself and validating yourself through your coworkers and your boss just to make sure that you feel good about yourself. That is ass backwards, she said. We're going to call it what it is, she said. This is ass backwards. It's not right. You have it deeply confused, which is why you can't sleep, you can't eat, you can't focus. You're not making a move. You're stuck, she said. And we're putting that in quotations because stuck is an emotion. The only way you're stuck is if you're literally between a rock and a hard place and you have nowhere to get out. If it feels stuck in the body, it's emotion, she said. Just because your life is not moving forward in the direction that you want it to does not mean it's not moving forward. They're constantly giving you feedback, she said, to show you where you hold fear. So if you do not like where you are and what's showing up for you and how it's being reflected back to you, ask yourself, what does this mean? Is this making me feel more confident? Well, no, it's not. It's actually making me feel like shit and making me feel small. Well, how can I look for a better job or go after something I really want if this little situation in front of me is already making me feel like I'm not good enough? Breathe. We're making you look at what you're not focusing on, she said. And she's showing me now she's putting in this orange and red light. Orange is sacral. It's lower beyond the abdomen, and root is your pelvic area, the end of your spine, your tailbone area. That right there is red. You need to ground yourself and stop living in survival mode. It starts from the bottom all the way up. So if your stomach is not okay, well, guess what? Now it's leaking into the sacral because you don't think you're worthy. Now it's leaking into your survival mode in your root chakra because you're so petrified of not feeling worthy that you are putting yourself in survival mode and doing things you know you should not be doing right now to make yourself feel safe. But what's happening is you're feeling safe. And we're putting that in quotations, she said, because you're not really safe. What you're doing is protecting yourself for what you don't want to see. That is not called safety. That is scarcity. That is fear. But since you don't want to touch it, she said, it makes you think you're calm and safe. But now your body's out of whack. Now your stomach is out of whack. Now your self-confidence and your self-worth is really wreaking havoc because you're not willing to look at the root of the problem. Where do you feel fear and where do you feel small? And don't say it's because of this person or that person. She said, do not blame what's going on here through somebody else. What are they reflecting to you? They are the signal, she said. They are the puzzle piece to the problem to show you, where am I playing small? Where am I holding fear? Because she promises you, she guarantees you, if you were not playing small and in fear mode, whatever would be happening right now, you wouldn't even be able to acknowledge because it wouldn't trigger you. If it's triggering you, there's a bigger issue at hand. And that's where you dig deeper. She said, for example, if a coworker says something that makes you feel like you're not worthy or you're not doing enough, find that interesting. Let's investigate that. Okay, why did that person say that to me? And she goes, don't even ask that question. Let's go back to, why did that trigger me? What did that person just show me? How did I construe that message of, you're not doing enough, you're fucking up, you're not good enough, I'm better than you, I'm taking over? Where does that touch? Your self-confidence. Your self-confidence is your willpower. Your powerhouse is your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is your abdomen. It all comes together, she said. It basically all bleeds together. If you are not in alignment to your self-confidence, it will hit your self-worth, which is your sacral. And if you don't think you're worthy, you're going to do whatever you can, which is aka survival mode, to make yourself feel safe, even if that means dimming your light so no one can notice what you're doing. Because if you didn't dim your light, that means you feel worthy and confident to be more and trust yourself more and have more. It all goes hand in hand, she said. It is time to focus on your solar plexus and find your confidence again. It's sitting there buried underneath all the fear and the doubt and the worry. And the way to work through that is ask yourself, what am I afraid of? What do I trust myself in? Where am I not confident? Where am I holding myself back? She goes, that's the key questions to ask yourself, and start excavating, start digging deeper. Well, where did this come from? Why do I feel like I have to prove my worth? Why do I feel like I have to overwork myself? What am I supposed to prove here? And to who? Is it to my family? To my partner? If I trusted myself and loved myself, I wouldn't overwork myself. Because overworking is from the mentality of I have something to prove and what is everyone thinking of me and I have to do this and I have to do that. She said that's where it needs to stop. It's out of balance. So if your stomach right now is wreaking havoc, this is where you need to focus. And of course, if this is something that resonated with you, comment below or private message me if you don't feel like commenting below, or text me if you have my phone number. I would love to help you if you feel ready for that next step, or if you feel like you want to dig deeper and you need guidance for that. I hope you have a good day. Bye.